Hey, Nick Tuminello behind the camera. I got my man Adrian here, real strong guy, consistent lifter. We talk about mobility. I'm going to talk about why I think these 90-90 stretches are overrated. By overrated, I'm not saying bad. I'm not saying a waste of time, but they're not my go-to for hip internal and external rotation mobility. And here's why I think they're overrated. Then I'll show you what I think is a better alternative. So now I'm talking to trainers here now. For the general personal trainer, a lot of people have knee issues or limitations in their hips. We're just getting in this position. So do me a favor, go upright. Adrian, say upright. Just being in this position puts way too much torque through their knees for it to even be comfortable. So that's one reason why I think it's overrated. Secondly, sometimes it's really tough for them from a hip restriction just to even get into this position minus their knees. 3 is when they lean forward. So go back to that same position you were in, Adrian. A lot of the range of motion. Now, Adrian's pretty mobile for a big, strong guy. But people who aren't as mobile as him, like a lot of the clients that us trainers are working with, all the range of motion is just coming from here. And it's not designed to be a back stretch. So here's my better alternative, which I've been talking about for years. I call these dynamic pigeons for stretching the hip external rotators or the piriformis. Now, watch a couple reps here. Adrian's keeping even hand pressure. And what he's doing is he's taking one leg, and I'll show why this is better than the 99 in a second. He's taking one leg out about 45 degrees and then letting it drift back as far as he can comfortably. Now, he can stay on the same side, or he can go alternate sides, which he's doing now, and he can hold this for a period of time if he wants to do it more of a static stretch or do it dynamically. Now, here's why I like this better, and here's why it solves all the problems of the 90-90 stretch. First off, his range of motion is self-regulated. He's not stuck in a position, so he only goes as far back as he can. So that minimizes any additional torque through the knee or the hip by putting him in a position that his body's not necessarily flexible enough to do. Secondly, look how straight his back is. By keeping his chest up in even hand pressure and letting the leg pull him, or letting his leg get pulled back, all the range of motion is coming from this hip, and it's not becoming a compensatory motion from his back. Now, I'm not saying rounding your back is a dangerous or problematic thing. What I'm saying is that you want to keep the goal, and the goal here is to focus on the hip external, or stretching the hip external rotators. And he's getting a dynamic, almost like a lengthening and strengthening motion, because he's using these hip muscles here to come out of this position. So he's gaining some strength in length.